Hey guys, what's up? It's Servants here. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell. And today's tutorial is going to be this beautiful, elegant beaded clutch bag, which is made with transparent acrylic board. And let's just get right into the tutorial. So I'm going to be using sugar beads, a 0.60mm twine. I'm going to have this shape of craft board right here. I'm going to give you all the measurements in a minute, and a pair of scissors. So I am going to go ahead and grab my tape. So for the length of this craft board, we have 7 inches for length. For the height of the craft board, it is 4 inches. And for the the round part of our craft board, it is an additional 4 inches. I say this in all my videos. My videos which involve me using a craft board, all my craft boards are locally made. If you feel like you have the opportunity to purchase yours, that is great, but mine, I get them locally made. And I have 30 drilled holes in this cardboard on this acrylic board. I don't know, I feel like I say cardboard. On this acrylic board, 30 drilled holes, 10 at the top, 10 at the bottom, then 5 on each side. I apologize for any noise that you are going to hear. There is like building and construction going on around me, so you guys should please bear with me. If you want to do this bag properly, I'm just going to advise that you follow the tutorial right to the end. Don't forward, don't skip, just follow continuously to the end. So obviously you're going to start by peeling off the sticker thingy that comes with your board. And I'm going to grab my twine and I'm going to insert it in my board, pick up one bead, and I am going to cross immediately. So this is us starting our bag. This bag is very easy to do, but it's got some technicalities, so you need to watch properly to the end. I'm going to zoom in so you can see it properly. Next, you're going to pick up one bead on your left, one bead on your right. Then you are going to cross with a third bead right there. So the video itself is self-explanatory, but I'm still going to drop comments and hints, which is going to facilitate your work so you won't get confused. Now when you have that, by the way, I started from the third hole away from the edge. When you have your first circle of 4 beads there, you are going to attach it to the board. And how we do that is we are going to insert our twine, which is facing the board, into the hole which is directly under our circle of 4. Insert it in that hole. Then we are going to cross it back into that bead, in the previous bead in which we did the crossing. I don't know if that made sense, but I think the video explains it. So just go ahead and do that. Go ahead and form the attachment. Then we are going to come to the sides. So these edges, these sharp edges here, need to be rounded, and the way we round these edges is very simple, but you need to pay attention. I have a stitch marker here which I use to mark my boards, because I just feel like the sides are not always the same, but it is totally fine. So first we're going to do is we are going to put one bead on the left, one bead on the right, then we are going to cross with a third bead. Now this particular circle of 4 beads is not going to require any attachment. I call these the floating bead, and this is the floating circle of 4 beads, and this is the bead which is going to aid with the sharp points of our board. So we are not going to attach it to the board yet. We are just going to leave that bead like that. We are going to pick up another 3 beads, one on the left twine, one on the right twine. Then we are going to go ahead and cross it like you see me do in the video. Then we are going to form an attachment now. So that floating bead helped to cover the sharp part of our acrylic board. Then this last bead which we have crossed is we are going to attach it to the board by going under the hole and going back to the previously crossed bead. I really hope that made sense. So I am going to repeat it again so you guys can see. You are going to pick up one bead on your left twine, one bead on your right twine, then you are going to cross with a third bead like the way I'm showing, and the bead which lands, or wherever the circle of 4 beads lands on a hole, you're going to insert your twine into that hole right there like I've done, and insert it back into that crossed bead from outside to inside. So this is basically how we are going to do this, and I am going to continue doing this till I get to the next sharp point of our acrylic board. And when we get there, I am going to show you again what you're supposed to do. Don't forward, don't skip. I'm going to be dropping hints. By the way, if you haven't subscribed till now, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell icon so you can know when I post more videos. If you have requests, let me know on my Instagram, or you leave it down in the comment section. And make sure you like, comment on this video, tell me what you think about the tutorial, and share the video. Also, I'm going to post a picture of the client who held this bag. It was so beautiful, so lovely. So I'm just going to let you guys watch till we get to the sharp point of our bag again. Here we are at the sharp point. So that is already my floating bead that I have created, my floating bead of 4. Like I said, this bead doesn't require any attachment to the board. So I'm going to pick up one bead on my left, one bead on my right twine. Then I am going to cross with a third bead like so. And I am going to form an attachment with this bead. So I'm going to insert it into the hole, which is next, and I am going to pull it back into the crossing bead. Now we are going to continue obviously normally. You put one bead on your left, one bead on your right, cross with the third bead, and wherever that ring of 4 bead lands over a hole, we are going to form an attachment there. That is inserting the twine over and under, then back into the crossing bead. So we're just going to continue doing this method till we get to where we originally started with our bag. So just go ahead and do this till we get to the end. So here we are at the end of our bag. We're just going to pick up one bead and insert it into our twine, send our twine into the first bead that we had for the row. Then we are going to pick up another bead, then we are going to tie it to complete our row of 4 beads. So this completes our row of beads. When you're done tying your twine, we are going to continue with the next step of our bag, which is moving on to row number 2. You're not going to cut your twine. I just tied it at the end so our first row becomes stable. But you're going to insert your twine, or it's to continue, you're going to insert your twine into the next bead at the end, like so. I apologize for moving away from the camera. I just grabbed my trusty torch so you can see properly. Let me zoom out a little bit so you guys can see. So I'm going to pick up my twine and then I am going to insert 3 beads into that twine, and I'm going to cross with the 3rd bead, and this is how we are going to start working our back. We're going to start working our back like so. I'm going to just take off my stitch marker here. With the twine on my left, I am going to insert it into the next bead, and with the twine on my right, I am going to grab 2 beads, then I am going to cross with the 2nd bead. So this is the formula of the method in which we are going to continue during our back from now on till we get to where we started again. So with our twine on our left, we are going to pick up 1 bead. We are going to insert that twine on our left into the next bead. Then with the twine on the right, we are going to pick up 2 beads and we are going to cross with the 2nd bead. So go ahead and continue watching the video so you can see where I am going to drop our next hint or next step. So we are almost getting to the end. Okay, here we are. I'm just going to pick up one bead with the twine on my right, and I'm going to insert it down, and I'm going to end this row by knotting it. I'm going to make both twines to meet each other in one place, and I am going to tie or create a knot at that particular position, a very tight knot. Make sure it's tight, and I am going to weave in the twine into the beads, and I am going to cut it off. So this is how it's looking like so far, and we are going to go ahead and, like I said, you weave it in now so you don't have you know, flyweight twines. So guys, like I said, you just need to watch the video and listen to my hints, and you're going to do this bag. It's not that difficult, but it's a cute, chic, beautiful clutch bag. I don't think there's a tutorial available for this sort of beaded bag, but I really hope this one helps you to make something nice for yourself. So when you're done with tying off your ends, we are going to continue to the last row of the bag, and we are going to start by making the opening of our bag. So I'm just trying to gauge how long I want the opening to be. So basically my opening was 7 beads apart at the top. So this is me just using my stitch marker to mark where I'm going to start working. So where I have put my stitch marker is where I'm going to start working, and in between I have 1 2 3, yeah, I have 7 beads in between for where I want the opening of the bag to be. So I'm not going to be working in those 7 beads. I am going to start on the 8th bead. I'm going to start on the 8th bead right where I just inserted my twine. That is the 8th bead. I'm going to insert my twine, then I am going to pick up 3 beads with the twine on my right hand, pick up 3 beads like so, then I am going to cross with the 3rd bead. Now we have crossed with our 3rd bead. I'm going to use the twine on my left to go into the next bead like so. Then using the twine on my right, I am going to go ahead and pick up 2 beads. Then I am going to cross with the 2nd bead. So this is the method we are going to work for this last portion of this side of our back, and I'm going to continue doing this so I get to where I had my stitch marker at the beginning. So I'm going to meet you guys whenever I am dropping another hint or important information. So here we are at the point of our stitch marker. I'm just going to finish off with 2 beads. Obviously I'm just going to pick up 2 beads and I'm going to cross with the second bead, or I'm not even going to cross, I'm just going to tie it in order to end that row. Basically this ends the first side of our bag. You're going to pick up the other side of your craft board or acrylic board, and you are going to do the exact same thing on the other side of it. Just make sure you have you're doing the right side, okay? Make sure you're doing it in the right side, but you're going to do exactly the same thing that we've just done, and it's going to come to the point where we need to attach. So you're going to need to have 2 sides of this, and then we are going to start attaching. So first weave in all your ends, then we are going to continue from there. So like I said, you go ahead and do a second side like so, and we are going to be joining these 2 sides together. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just finish weaving on the ends on the other side, and I'm going to meet you back. Now to stitch both portions of the sides together, you're going to pick up 1 bead. You're going to insert it into the first bead on the side of one bag, or on the corner of one side of the bag, and you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Insert your twine into that bead at the corner, and then we are going to pick up another bead and cross in order to secure both sides together. So this is what we are going to do to secure the entire bag. Guys, you need to make sure that you have equal amount of beads on each side of your acrylic plate. If you have 1 less bead, it is going to cross, or it's going to cause problems. So you need to make sure you have equal amount of beads on each side. So you insert your twine into one side, insert your twine into the other side, then you are going to cross with 1 bead. So we're just going to be crossing with 1 bead for this entire portion of the bag, and this is going to help to join the bag together. So here we are at the end. I'm just going to remove all my stitch markers, then I'm going to insert the last bead, which is going to help me join the final part of this bag. I'm going to tie it, then I am going to secure my twine by weaving it into the bag in order to prevent unraveling. And the next thing we are going to do after this is to create the handle of the back, and I'm going to show you how to do that in just a moment. To attach the handle of the back, we're going to need the silver handle like so. Insert your twine into the middle bead, which is at the opening or the mouth of the back. Pick up one bead on the left side of the twine and on the right side of the twine, and we are going to cross with one bead as well. So we're going to have a circle of 4. You're going to put your twine together, insert it into the loop of your beaded of your handle, insert it into the loop like so. Then you are going to go ahead and pick up 2 beads again. Then you're going to put it one on your left twine, one on your right twine, and you are going to insert one side of your twine into the nearest bead, which is attached to the back, and you're going to pull it out and tie it at that point with the other twine. You're going to tie both sides there together, so you're going to secure the handle so the handle doesn't move. So this is the perfect handle for this bag. If you want to make it different, go ahead and do that, but I just realized that this one worked for me. As you can see, this is how the clutch purse is looking like. Very cute, very pretty. It is actually very easy. You can make this in a ton of colors. And this is the lining or the pouch which I made. I hand sewed this, by the way. I have a tutorial on my channel on how to hand sew your pouch. In case you don't have a sewing machine, you can do it yourself by hand. And this is how our client looked with the bag. So stunning, so beautiful. So that's it for this tutorial. If you like the tutorial, give me a like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, hit the notification bell, and make sure you watch the video at the end of this video. I'm going to leave all related videos in the cards, up in the cards and in the comments, and I am going to see you guys obviously